Good day everyone. Our lesson for today is about material and spiritual self presented by Group 2. Material self. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to develop understanding about material self, describe the basic components of material self, discuss the influence of media in material possessions, and develop the qualities of a wise buyer.
The material self refers to the tangible self, people or place that carry the designation may and mine. Sa material self daw ay tinutukoy nito yung identities o pagkakakilanlan ng isang tao o isang lugar. Halimbawa nito yung pananamit ng isang tao, kung saan sila nakatira, ano ang ginagamit nilang accessories, kagaya ng kwintas, relo, at pati na yung mga ginagamit nilang sasakyan, kotse, yate, at iba't iba pa. According to William James, sum total of all he calls his, not only his body, psychic power, but his clothes and his house, his wife and children, including ancestor and friends, his reputation and work, his land, his yacht, and bank accounts. All these things give him the same emotion. If they wax and prosper, he feels triumphant. If they dwindle and die away, he feels cast down, not necessarily in the same degree for each thing, but in much the same way for all. Ayon daw kay William James, ang material self daw ay nagbibigay sa isang tao ng kaligayahan at kalungkutan. Maihahalin tulad natin ito sa isang business. Dahil sa pagbi-business ay may magandang resulta at masamang resulta. Dahil sa pagbi-business minsan nagkakaroon ng paglago o pag-unlad sa isang business. Meron din namang bumabagsak, nalulugi, at nawawala ng kapital. Kaya daw, ayon kay William James, ang material self daw ay nakakaapekto din sa ating damdamin.
Composition of material self: body, clothes, immediate family, and home. Body is the innermost part of our material self. Intentionally, we are investing in our body. We are directly attached to this commodity that we cannot live without. We strive hard to make sure that this body is function well. Any ailment or disorder that directly affect us, we do certain preferential attach or intimate closeness to these certain parts of our body because of its value to us. We intentionally invest in our body since it is the innermost component of our substance. We cannot survive without it. We are deeply attached. We are deeply connected to it. We make effort to maintain the proper operation to this body. Every disease or condition has an impact to us because of our importance to those parts of our body. We develop our preference for them or intimate closeness with them, object, location, or individual, with the designation my or considered to be part of our material self. In William James' view, individual identities are seen being extended by such a thing. The way you dress, for instance, can reveal certain aspect of our personality. Clothes. So the style and the brand of the clothes become a symbolic significance. The fabric and the style of the clothes we wear bring sensation to the body, to which directly affect our attitudes and behavior. Anong types ng clothes ang sinusuot mo? Anong brand of clothes ang sinusuot mo? More on preppy style ka ba? Or more on girly style, di ba? Or are you more on comfort style? So it describe who we are, kung ano man ang preferred natin.
Immediate family. Our parents and siblings hold another great important part of ourselves. What they do or become affect us. We also share the failures and shame. We care, love, and protect our family. Pet clothes also symbolically define a person's identity. A person's pet clothes be an expression of one's social status, pride, and prestige. Ang ating mga magulang, kapatid o iba pang mga kamag-anak na madalas nating nakakasama ay may malaking impluwensya sa ating sarili. Kung ano ang nakikita natin kanilang ginagawa ay naisa sa buhay rin natin o sa madaling salita natutunan rin natin gawin. Ang pamilyang matatawag na nasa anyong immediate family ay kadalasang nagdadamayan sa anumang oras o sa anumang problema. Ito ay karaniwang binubuo ng mga magulang ng ating mga magulang at kanilang mga anak.
Home is where our hearts. It is the earliness of our childhood. Our experience inside the home were recorded and marked on particular parts and things in our home. The home is those an extension of self because in it we can directly connect ourselves. Sa ating bahay, nagsisimula ang pagbabago sa ating sarili, kaya maituturing natin itong parang isang puso dahil sa dito tayo nagmula, dito tayo lumaki, dito tayo nagkaisip, dito nagsimula yung pagbabago sa ating sarili. At sa ating tahanan din ay yung mga bagay na nakaraan natin ay maalala natin at hindi na yun mawawala sa ating isipan dahil dito na rin tayo lumaki. At yung tahanan din yung naging tanggulan natin nung maliit pa tayo o naging pananggalang natin.
Effects of material possession or how material possessions affect us. Regardless of how much or how little material possessions people have, they are interested in material possessions. Whether we like it or not, sometimes it's important because it tends to have those like house or our home and clothes. And possessions can be used as status or symbol. Cars, houses, gadgets, and clothes are the most valuable possessions because they are most visible in the eye of the others, and it indicates that if you can afford it, you can acquire a lot of things. However, in our situation, some individuals who cannot afford what rich people can choose to follow the trend rather than saving. As a result, people believe that purchasing trendy items, they may improve their social status. And material possession can be a reflection of hard work and success. It indicates that wealth and material possessions are a sign of success in life, since they increase a person's motivation that leads to hard work for better life. Setting a goal, for example, is to like purchasing a big bike might serve as a motivation to work hard work in order to achieve it, diba? So people tend to measure success through material possessions. It says that if they have a large number of possessions or material possessions, they might be considered more successful in life. And sometimes we classify them as wealthy, may kaya or mahirap. So material possession can make people more motivating to work because it's hard to work harder to achieve them. And we achieve the material And when we achieve the material, we feel fulfilled or happy. However, lack or loss of material possession can be disruptive to the mental health of some people. Why? But to put it in another way, when stuff is lost or damaged, it tends to lead to sadness, diba? Stress and reduce life's happiness. And the importance people give on material possession is sometimes not good. And the negative effect of the strong desire for material possession are too much work in something is harmful because anything worth too much is worthless. And if we put too much values to something, this is materialism. So a materialistic person is someone with a high level of materialism. They are excessively concerned with the acquisition material possession, or a materialistic person's mentality refers to a obsession with anything that exists, which also related with the personal tendency to consider that material possession as the primary source of satisfaction.
Compulsive buying disorder or CBD. The psychological dysfunction or impairment in functioning caused by strong desire of material possession. So, when we talk about CBD, don't force yourself to buy something even we cannot afford it. So, actually marami akong kakalalang ganito na gustong-gusto nila yung isang bagay pero hindi nila afford. Kaya gumagawa sila ng paraan, either uutang sila. So, yun. Characterized by an obsession with shopping and buying behaviors that cause adverse consequence. So, yung mga ginagawa natin na ayun, na once na pinilit nating bumili, hindi natin afford, minsan humahantong tayo sa punto na mangungutang tayo, gagawa tayo ng paraan, mabili lang natin yung gusto natin. Psychologists are identifying social and cultural factors that seem strongly implicated in etiology of materials. So dito naman sa pangatlo, wala nang problema wala nang masama kung bumili tayo ng gusto natin as long as mabibili natin is talagang makakatulong sa atin. Pero kung sasobrang tayo o mawawala tayong limitasyon na bumili, dito na pumapasok kung tinatawag na materialistic. So lack or loss of material possession could lead to, number 1, anxiety. Feel worried, nervous, or anxious, usually about an imminent event or something whose outcome is uncertain. So, sa anxiety naman, dito pumapasok nung makakaramdam tayo ng pag-worried, ganun, nervous. Yan. Sa pangalawa, insecurity, lack of confidence in one's own worth or more of one's abilities. So sa insecurity naman, number 2, ito normal lang to na maramdaman ng bawat tao, na isip natin minsan na bakit siya merong ganito, ang ganda ng cellphone niya. Ayan. Number 3, ito yung pinaka-worst, depression, a mood disorder that causes persistent sadness and loss of interest. So, sa depression naman, di tayo makakaramdam ng may times na minsan na mahirapan tayo matulog dahil dami natin iniisip na yung pinaproblema. So, yun. When a person is about to make a purchase, he should ask himself a very important question. So, minsan, kapag tayo bumibili, minsan natanong ba natin sa sarili na kailangan ko ba to? Makakatulong ba to sa akin? So, minsan tanongin din natin sa sarili natin kung basta bumili tayo, isipin muna natin ng mga ilang beses kung talagang makakatulong ba ito sa atin. So, yun.
That's all about material self. Next is spiritual self. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to demonstrate understanding of the spiritual self, explain the importance of spirituality in one's life, discuss how spirituality is connected to religion, describe how spirituality develops.
Spiritual self refers to the spirituality labels that the human is longing for the sense of meaning through morally responsible relationship between diverse individual families, communities, and culture and religious. So, in general daw po, ang spiritual levels ay ang pananabik ng tao para sa kahulugan bilang isang individual na hinahanap nila ang kanilang layunin at naghahanap ng personal na pag-unlad sa karanasan at reliyon sa pamamagitan ng pagkakaibang relasyon at mga pamilya, komunidad, kultura at relihiyon. What is spirituality? I believe that people can connect with something that is beyond mind and matter. For example, there is 5 religious beliefs around the world. Buddhism, Christianity, Hinduism, Islam, and Judaism. That is the 5 religious beliefs around the world. An aspect of religious tradition and also extensional value system. Example, being humble or helping others are considered religious values by Christian, Jews, Buddhists, and Muslims. Because their perspective in religious terms, this action or behavior worthwhile. Religious values can be divided into the groups based on their acceptance outside or particular religion. A way of experiencing that comes about through awareness of supreme dimension and that is characterized by certain identifiable values in regard to self, nature, and to life, and whatever one considered ultimate. Sample. By looking at the religious term of these 4 religious dimensions, there are 4 religious dimensions, that is belief, ritual, and experience, and community. That is the 4 religious terms in dimension. To be spiritual is to stand in the relationship based on the matters of soul by Carson, 1989. According to Carson, 1989, ang mga spiritual na relasyon daw ay ang may connection sa sarili o kaluluwa sa iba at matataas na may kapangyarihan o sa kalikasan. Lahat ng relasyon ay may potensyal na maging spiritual. Ang lalim ng intimacy ng relasyon ay direktang nauugnay sa individual na personal na kaalaman ng tao sa sarili o paghahanap ng kaluluwa. According to William James, the innermost of the workings of the person, mind, behavior, beliefs, and moral that involves every aspect of the human as a person. Ang kanyang paniniwala daw po sa connection ay sa pagitan ng isip at katawan ay humantong sa kanyang pagbuo ng kanyang James Lang theory ng emosyon sa paglalagay ng karanasan sa tao o emosyon na nagmumula sa pagbago ng physiological na bilang tugon sa panlabas na kaganapan.
Asian beliefs. Egyptian ka, bird survived death but remained near the body while spiritual being proceeded to the region of the dead. Explanation. The ancient Egyptian believed the soul had 3 parts, the Ka, the Ba, and the AKH. The Ka and Ba were spiritual entities that everyone possessed, but AKH was entity reserved for only the select few that were deserving that not Keru. Pangalawa, Chinese distinguish between a lower sensitive soul which disappears with death and rational principle. The hand which survives the grave and is the object and ancestor worship among Asian people. Both the Egyptian and Chinese conceive of a dual soul. Ang dalawang kaluluwa ay isang karaniwang paniniwala ng mga Chinese at lalo na pang pinatibay ng teorya ni Yin Yang. Ang mga magkatulad na kaluluwa, ito ay maaaring tawagin Han at Hu, Hun Po at Shin o Ling Hun at Shin. Naniniwala na ang bawat tao ay may 3 natatanging kaluluwa habang nabubuhay. Ang mga kaluluwang ito ay naghihiwalay sa pagkamatay ay nasa hustong gulang ng kanilang kinabibilangan. Pangatlo, Filipinos kaluluwa, ikaruruwa or karuruwa, inakaduwa. The soul has 2 extensions of physical where it's connected to the human body and its life, and other spiritual where it exists on its own. Ang kaluluwa refers more the soul of deceased. The soul of a living person is called kaambal. The ambal was traveling around at the night, and some particularly bad encounters are the cause of nightmare. Bangungot. The kakambal become a kaluluwa after death. Next, Christian concept of the body-soul dichotomy and oriented with the ancient Greeks and were introduced in Christian theology and early date by Saint Gregory of Nyssa and Saint Augustine. In Christian theology, Saint Augustine spoke of the soul as a rider on the body, making clear the split between the material and immaterial, with the soul representing the true person. Next, Epicureans consider the soul to be made up of atoms like the rest of the body. The Epicureans considered the soul to be made up of atoms like the rest of body.
Platonists, the soul was an immaterial and incorporeal substance akin to the gods, yet part of the world of change and becoming. Aristotle's conception of the soul was obscure, thought he did state that it was a form inseparable from the body. Saint Thomas Aquinas' concept of the soul as a motivating principle of the body, independent but requiring the substance of the body to make an individual. Saint Augustine, this soul as a rider on the body, making clear the split between the material and the immaterial, with the soul representing the true person. All thought body and soul were separated. It was not possible to conceive of a soul without its body. Religion and theology. Part of the individual which partakes of divinity and often is considered to survive the death of the body. Soul in religion and philosophy, the immaterial aspects on essence of a human being that which confers individuality and humanity, often considered to be synonyms with the wind, the mind, or the self. In theology, the soul is further defined as that part of the individual which partakes of divinity and often is considered to survive the death of the body.
Spiritually in religion, an organized system of ideas about the spiritual sphere or the supernatural, along with associated ceremonial practices by which people try to interpret or influence aspects of the universe otherwise beyond their control. Spiritually concerned with the sacred as distinguished from material matters. In contrast to religion, spiritually is often individual rather than collective and does not require a distinctive format or traditional organization. Religion and spirituality are both paths to God, however, they are different in their approaches.
Religion recognizes the importance of spirituality in one's life. Its central function is to know God. Religious beliefs and practices make people close to God. According to Rebecca Stein, 2011, defined religion as a set of cultural beliefs and practices that usually includes some or all of the basic characteristics. These characteristics are a belief in anthropomorphic supernatural beings such as spirits and gods, a focus on the sacred supernatural where sacred refers to a feeling of reverence or awe, the presence of supernatural power or energy that is found in supernatural beings as well as physical beings and objects, the performance of ritual activities that involve the manipulation of sacred objects to communicate to supernatural beings and or to influence or control events, the articulation of the worldview and moral codes to narratives and other means, provide the creation and maintenance of social bonds and mechanism of social control within a community, provide explanation for the unknown and sense of control for individuals. Ang mga relihiyon daw ay naniniwala na ang espiritualidad sa buhay ng isang tao ay mahalaga, sapagkat ito rin ay paraan upang makilala at mapalapit sa Diyos. Sabi nga ni Rebecca Stein, na ang relihiyon daw ay paniniwala at nakagawian na natin sa ating kultura na kadalasang kinabibilangan ng ilan. upang maranasan natin ang mga sumusunod na katangian. Ito ay ang paniniwala sa mga higit sa karaniwan nating nararanasan o nakikita. Halimbawa nito ay multo, iba't ibang Diyos ayon sa ating relihiyon, mga paniniwala tungkol sa mahika, ritual at mga banal na bagay katulad ng Biblia upang tayo daw ay mas mapalapit sa Diyos. Rituals, on the other hand, is the performance of ceremonial acts prescribed by a tradition of a sacred law, according to Britannica 2017. It is a specific observable mode of behavior exhibited by all known societies. It is possible to view ritual as a way of defining or describing humans. Participation in rituals expresses religious beliefs. The fundamental characteristics of ritual are a feeling or emotion of respect, fascination, or dread in relation to sacredness. Dependence upon a belief system that is usually expressed in the language of myth, being symbolic according to its reference. Ang ritual naman ay ang pagsasagawa ng mga gawaing seremonyal na naging tradisyon na natin ayon sa Britannica 2017. Ang pakikilahok sa mga ritual ay nagpapahayag upang maipakita ang pakiramdam o damdamin ng paggalang at pag-asa at pagiging simboliko ng isang tao ayon sa kanyang paniniwala sa relihiyon. Halimbawa nito ay ang pagpunta sa misa upang pakinggan ang mga salita ng Diyos na nilalaman ng banal na Biblia.
Finding meaning in life. Meaning in life refers to the feeling that people have their lives and experiences make sense and matter. Meaning life and meaning in our own lives results from creative effort in our part. It is not prior reality awaiting discovery. Through we talk about search for meaning that we seeking is primarily a mode of creativity that will make our lives meaningful. How to find meaning in life? According to Frank Hill, meaning can be found through experiencing reality by interacting authentically with the environment and with others, giving something back to the world through creativity and self-expression, and changing our attitude when faced with the situations or circumstance that we cannot change. Ang spiritual self ay sariling ikaw sa iyong pinakamagandang makapangyarihan na anyo. Ito ay ang tunay na sarili, ang walang kondisyon na bahagi, ang ikaw walang mga pattern. Ito ay walang mga pattern. Ito ay personal para sa bawat isa sa atin, kaya hindi kailangang mahuli sa wika. Maaaring makilala ang ilan ang mas mataas sa sarili, ang universo, Diyos, mataas na kapangyarihan, ang iyong panloob, Buddha, ang iyong tunay na pagkatao. Ito ay bahagi ng nakonektado sa lahat, ay bahagi ng pag-ibig.